Whoa. Howdy, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the Card Dungeon. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about some cards, maybe some artistry, and maybe even some cardistry. Whoa! That flew way over there. Absolutely fantastic. That's okay though. Comes in for the fold. We're live, you know, that's what happens when you're live. I don't even know where I'm at with this. I think it comes over to here and that flips over like that. Maybe let's try that one more time without, you know, shooting across the way there. So, cards, artistry, it makes cardistry. And this is called Some Twisted Rain by Daniel Madison. Look at that. Boom. If you want to learn it, go check it out. It is on his channel. We can also do some fancy little cuts here like that. And I think there's even one like this. There we go. We've even got a fancy little thing here. We learned this from Michael P. back in the day. Michael P. We miss you, Michael P. This deck is not going to work for this. This is actually a double fan technique, which does require a good deck of cards. Now this is a great deck of cards, and here's why. There's some history to this. I actually got this deck of cards. I was helping somebody, and these cards were laying around, and I was like, hey, can I have those? So I got them, and now I have them, and these are the cards that I started with. These are the cards that I carry with me as my beat deck, the deck that I practice with, the deck that I do all of my moves with, that I can, within reason. Just simply because it's a beautiful deck. It's completely broken in to the point where some things don't work very well. For instance, fans aren't the best. Not terrible though. It still works remarkably well for what it's been through. It's been wet. I don't even have a box anymore, I don't think. I usually just carry them in my back pocket without a box. So if I've got a free minute, I just come through here and I do some fancy stuff. Let's see if I can do this. Not quite. So, interestingly enough, cardistry is not really my forte. I do enjoy it, but not as much as I enjoy the puzzles, the intrigue, the mystery of magic. Whew, just not very good at the Sybil cut at all. There's something about like the idea of the flourishes that I love, but then I don't really have the ability, like how do you, it's supposed to be 5 faces, but how do you open it? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, then you close it up. There's another one that I know that's like this. So that one's pretty decent. I'm still practicing that. And then that drops. Come around with the swivel cut. We'll talk about that today, the swivel cut. Then we put some cards in here like so. Now there's a couple of different things you can do with that. You can make a giant fan, or you can just let those cards fall into your hand, and this is one of those moves that, not terrible, not terrible. So let's talk about what I was doing with my hand. So this is the levels of the one hand. Now, and I'm gonna really hurt myself here because not as good with my right hand as I am with my left hand, which can happen, but I mean, consider the swivel cut with my left hand is not absolutely perfect, but it's smooth enough that I can do it with little issue. Not so much with my right hand, but I would advocate working with both hands, even though I don't necessarily do it as much as I should. So I'm going to take this hat off, even though it's a really nice hat. It was steaming hot today, so hot. But that's okay. So today we're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about the one-handed cuts with the cards, practice, practice, practice. And right here, this is the one. This is the one right here. Whew. Turn it over and let it melt in your hand. Absolutely beautiful. Springing the cards is good. So here's the 3 levels, as I like to call it, with the hand. So go with the Charlier cut to start us off. It's kind of like just like a little arc right there. Then you're going to want to do a revolution cut. Now you could do 1.5, which is to complete the triangle. And you could do that multiple times if you have you don't want to grab an extra card there. Now this is something that Michael Pardue, actually, Michael P. You can see him on Instagram and stuff. He used to hang out on my channel a lot. He used to support the Magic community a lot, so I haven't talked to him in a while. But I have like this close-up pad. He sent me so many things, so I absolutely love that support that I got there. But Charlier cut, triangle cut, and you can do the triangle cut. So keep an eye on the pack, right? So here's the top pack coming into pack number 2, and then you're actually creating pack number 3 off the bottom of the first pack. Now if you want to retain the top card, it's right there. So all you do is you let all these cards drop, and then you can go into something. I like to do a little bit more, so I'll keep my pinky in there and I'll just wrap it around, and then same card. So keep an eye on that card. There it is. Drop into there. And you can do any number of things from there. Just retaining that top card. So let's say you come into a triangle, and not to do anything fancy, we're just going to let those cards drop, and then you can drop that there. So obviously if they don't know what you're doing, you can just do a fancy cut. Now the reason why I add the extra bit in there is because I like to do a little bit more movement. So I'll actually complete the move, get my hand in there, and do a revolution cut, and then boom, same card. So you can play around with it. So you've got the Charlier cut, which is pretty simple. Okay, you want to get into your I don't know if it's my brain or maybe what, but you've got your utility grip here. This is like your dealer's grip. There's like a mechanic's grip, something like that. So you're holding here because this is how you would kind of just deal your cards off. And you want to break off about half the packet with your thumb. Index finger is going to slide the cards up all the way past, and so you're going to pinch the cards like that, and you're going to have something kind of angled like this, and you're just going to let those fall naturally like that. Now once you've got that down pretty good, then what you're going to want to do, you want to keep your finger in there. You're going to want to retain this finger in there. Grab, instead of pinching like that, you want to actually push this packet up, and you can let half that packet go down if you want to do that kind of cut. But you actually want this packet. If you bend this packet a little bit, it will actually let half of these cards fall. And now you have your triangle. Now you can let you can push this up like this, you can let this fall down like this, or you can let this packet just fall down like so. You let that fall down, and then you can just let the rest of it fall down and close it. But what I would advocate just starting out is do your Charlier, drop your cards on your table and on the floor apparently. Nice. Okay. It is hot in here. I have a heater, but I don't have the air conditioner in here. So dropping like that, pushing up, letting that drop, and then letting that drop. And that's your 1.5. Now here's the interesting one. This is your revolution cut. And we're going to talk about 2 different revolution cuts here. Well, they're not both revolution cuts. This one's a revolution cut. So you want to get in your same break like this with your thumb. You want to be able to retain the packet in your palm, but still have a grip like this with your index and your thumb. And then you're going to want to kind of grab it in here with your middle finger like this. So this is all twisted out this way. and you're just still retaining this in your palm. Even if I could do anything with it at this point. Then you grab between those two fingers, and then you're going to let everything rest over here, and then it's going to fall. So done at speed, it just should revolve right into spot, and it just kind of tucks away there, like so. Okay, so again, slow motion, grab between those fingers. You're going to be kind of pinching it at this point and lifting up here, almost just pulling slightly back, just enough to clear that, and then closing it up. Now the other one is the swivel cut. We just talked about that earlier. And this one, you're going to again have it in kind of the similar grip, except this time you're going to be holding with your pinky and your index finger, and your thumb is going to break at the bottom. And then you're going to use this pivot point, like a hinge, to just slide these cards up as you're holding it here and here. You're going to hold pressure on these ones to just kind of rotate them over and then slide them in. So again, just kind of pivot it over and just let these cards rest. If you get a little bit too crazy with it, you'll actually pull the cards away from that pack like that, and you won't even be using that pack, and then it gets a little bit difficult. So I recommend just kind of sliding it over the corner of that packet. It'll just fall into place. Beautiful, right? So the revolution cut goes this way, swivel cut goes this way. Beautiful. Okay, very nice. Now we're going to go into phase 3. This has been known to be called the hardest one-handed move to do, and this is the one-handed riffle. So don't do it like that, because that's not how you do it. So you want to break it off. So again, you're kind of in that same type of grip, except this time your index finger is going to be separate. Everything's going to be down here the same. You're going to break off half the pack, and you're going to get your finger in there like you would with the Charlier, but then you're going to line up the cards. So this took me a long time just to be able to just control the cards there like that. And even doing it slow is part of the problem. So get a smaller packet if you need to. Then you're going to line them up like this. You're going to have your finger here, finger here, finger here. You push a little bit into there. You can see how it's weaving together. This kind of motion might happen with certain cards. It might actually fold up and catch there, so you just kind of want to give them a little bit of a wiggle, and they'll kind of riffle in together. And cards will fly everywhere because there's so much pressure built up there. Going from here, as you can see, it's woven together. And before you bend anything over, you want to push. These are kind of just holding a little bit, but are applying a little bit of pressure. But you're applying more pressure with your thumb and your middle finger kind of pushing towards each other, but not enough to create any type of other motion. You just want enough to do that riffle as you pull your finger out and then just let it kind of melt together. And then after doing that a couple of times, you're going to want to spring, which we'll show you that here in a second. Now, any of these can be learned on YouTube. And why should you be learning them from me? No reason. No reason at all. We're just talking today. So if you're interested, you're watching this later on, and you're learning something, great. Just let me know down below. So again, getting back into that position, letting that peak rise up as you let those riffle together. Sometimes they'll get caught there. But now you're going to want to add the turnover so you're down, because then there's something magical about this like upside down effect as it's just melting together. So again, just bend the cards back the other way, and then I like to do a little waterfall. Okay, so one more time, one-handed riffle. Going into this grip, breaking about half the packet off, sliding it over, dropping half the cards on the table, because that's what we do. And then it's not as magical when you drop the cards all the time. But again, I am not an expert. I'm not a master magician. I am at the same level as some of you guys. I'm just kind of middle of the road, just learning moves. I'm probably about 2 years into learning this, and I can do it pretty decently, but only just recently because of Jason Marr. So that's his little contribution that I learned from him. Not again, whether it's his move or not, that's what I learned it from him specifically, and so that's why I give him the credit for it. Obviously, watching Doug Kahn, I'm learning about a little bit more history from other people, but let's see if we can pull off a decent riffle. Not a total mess up here. Okay. That wasn't very good at all. And then I want to show you, I'm going to show you the spring, and then I want to show you one other thing. So I wouldn't necessarily call that a good riffle because I'm fighting for it, but then not bad on the riffle, but I got caught up on the end there. But that's okay. So now the spring. There are a dozen different ways to do the spring. Basic ideas. You're holding the cards in this hand. You're going to bring your other hand over. I elect most of the time to use my ring finger and my middle finger kind of to guide it. And I use my index a little bit, kind of all together. So you just kind of use whatever feels good. I know I've seen people just use index and kind of push with your middle finger behind it. Look at that. Beautiful. That's what we're doing today. We're practicing, people. That's what we're here for. We're practicing. That is what you need to do. You need to be practicing. And if you're practicing with me, you're getting better all the time. So I don't do this all the time. You can see that I have done it to a certain extent. Middle finger feels a little weird. There's even a turnover there. So that looked pretty cool. Sometimes you do things by accident. For instance, there's a one-handed move that you can do. Actually, it's not one-handed. It's actually like this. Well, one-handed move is this. Just the flip. We'll talk about that at another time. Look at that. Awesome. There was something that I was working on trying to learn. Not learn per se, but seeing when it came to this. See, wow. Boom. Flies over. There was something that I was working on to see if I could replicate the same thing over and over again, and we'll talk about that in a separate video. But the spring. So then you get to your middle finger, and then I just like to use everything to guide. And then there's only one other contribution that because this is my preferred method of the spring. Now, if you go to Rise Magic, Chandler, he will tell you, if you look at his old stuff, that if you're doing the card spring and you have to fix it afterwards, then you're doing something wrong. Which may be true. Like, why are you going all over the place to do your spring? Either way, just practice, practice, practice. The other contribution is from Chris Ramsey, right? So this was something I learned. You can kind of see it there in the air. You use your pinky as you're going in. You're actually going to bring your pinky in there, and you're going to let it come off your pinky. And as Chris Ramsey explains, this is actually going to give the cards a laydown effect. So let me show you real quick. We'll just tilt this down so you can see the table. And then we're going to do it on the table. So as you can see, it's just kind of sliding along the table. So just something to keep in mind is that's something that you can play around with. Just do your spring. You're basically, at first, if you just want to use your 3 fingers and your thumb, you want it to come off from your thumb. Now there is one more. There's actually one more that you can do, and that's going to be this one. You're going to have your thumb closer to the bottom. You're going to listen for a distinct sound. So these ones don't have as much, they're not as crisp. But the idea is that you want to make as much noise as possible, and that's going to give you a distinct bend in that. And there's actually a trick that I learned, again, from Jason Marr, that utilizes that. So why don't we talk about that trick here in a minute. But first, we want to jump over here to take a look at some artist playing cards. Buddy, 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 activate. I'm excited. Let's see where we are at. Let's make sure that we're going to be actually displaying where we want to display. Great. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh. Because we're definitely... Ooh, 14 hours to go. Boy, let's go. Let's do this. 449 backers, 18,807. We are still loading. I think. I hope. I think that's where we were at yesterday. So I definitely know it should be different. Yep, we're still loading. Yep. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Whoa. Where we at? 19,815. Whoa. 200 to go with 14 hours. That's 200. Less than 200 to go. That is exciting. I'm actually thinking about doing a little bit more. Actually thinking about adding a little bit more to that. We'll see. We got 14 hours to go. We'll, if we do the math on it, it's 10 o'clock right now. So you add 2 hours to that. That puts you at 12. So noon tomorrow. At noon tomorrow, my time, it's going to end. So I think I can make a decision by tomorrow whether or not I'm going to do a little bit more. I think that'll be the best thing to do. Maybe I'll add an extra deck of cards in there, and maybe, I know last year I still have some cards here. No money, working 2 jobs, kind of failing a little bit. That's okay though. We're practicing some cards. Maybe we will get an extra deck of cards and we will start doing giveaways. But we're going to start small, and I still have a list of giveaways to catch up on. So maybe that'll happen. If you guys are interested, if anybody watches, if anybody sees this, maybe. Who knows? Comment down below if you want to be a part of a museum in your pocket giveaway. Just let me know. Anyway, we're going to jump over to here. You can only see half my face. Okay, we're going to talk about this nice little trick here. Beautiful trick with some beat up bees, right? Beat up bees. We're going to have a card selected at random. That card is going to be this one. I'm not even going to look. Pay close attention to that card. It's going to go into the middle of the deck. Here it goes. Very nice. Now we're going to give the deck a nice little shuffle so that I can truly lose the card and I won't have any idea where it is. Now, if you've ever had anybody else mix up your cards, it will look something like this. Oops. Okay. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's see here. Happens. That happens to us all the time. Okay. Okay, we'll put that there. Anyway, I don't know. Let's see if the trick still works after that. So as you can see, we've got cards that are back to front, front to back, and even some in the middle that are back to back. But no matter how sloppy the deck gets, if you snap your fingers, because that's magical, right? You'll see that all the cards are actually facing the right way again, except for one card back in the middle. Yeah, even though we shuffled everything up, that card is in the middle. And that card is, of course, the King of Clubs. Now, I don't look at the card, so if it's the King of Clubs, I want a huge shout out. I want to be like, whoa, we got it. If it's not, well, then it's not magic. Anyway, that is the sloppy deck. We're not going to teach it. You can go check out Jason Marr's version if you want to learn it. And let's take a look at the time. 24 minutes. We just did cardistry today. That's exciting. That's fun. And we did a little bit of some fun stuff here. We talked about stuff. We sent you in the right direction. Doug Kahn, Jason Marr, Daniel Madison. If you're watching me and you're not watching them, something is wrong. So go check them out. It's all good. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to sit down now, and I'm going to hang out for a couple of minutes in case somebody wants to chit-chat, say some words in the chat. If anybody's here, I see people jump on and then leave. I got 2 likes. I guess I'm happy with that. So that's fun. A couple of things I need to work on is some deals. Like I need to work on. Let's see if I can split this over here real quick. At this point where we're kind of done doing things, we're just kind of hanging out for a second and talking. So I need to work on doing my deals, like so let's see if we've got it. We got to come over to the camera here. So there's this. There's some wonkiness to it. Yeah, that's not very good at all, is it? Interesting. So we got one more live that we're going to do tomorrow, which is around noon, which is interesting because we might actually go live for the closing. So we'll go. We'll try to go live around noon, if not, because I do have to work tomorrow night, so I will be busy all day. This deck does not spread very well, just in case you haven't noticed. Man, if you're not catching Magic, wow. If that was a plug, it was terrible. If you're not watching Doug Kahn's Magic Camp, you are missing out. There is so much information there. If you're not part of his membership, $1 a month to start it, $5 a month gets you some extra bonus stuff. Learn his stuff, really do it, and then grab some. Here, let's grab some cards here. We're gonna see if we can do something real quick. Let's see here. Get his membership. It'll treat you right. It'll do exactly what you want. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cut the pack here and get a card out of the middle, and that card is going to be the 5 of Spades, right? 5 of Spades is going to go somewhere into the middle of the pack, just like so, into the middle of the pack, and then we're going to cut. Yep, we're going to cut the cards. Very good. And then what you'll see is we're going to cut the cards again, and that's going to bring us right back to your card, the 5, right? So very nice. Now we're going to take that 5 right here. We're going to take the 5. And we're just going to hold on to it. Now, there was a lot of funny business there. And you might not know what's going on here. Okay, but if there's anybody out there watching this stream in the future, maybe when I'm older and I'm watching this, if I watch this, if I need glasses, this is for me in the future. So if you're watching this and you need glasses, which I already need them, but if I need better glasses, this is for you. Just in case you can't quite see, there is the 5 of Spades. I put that in the same vein as like the jumbo coin, right? So basically, if you're doing, and I just came up with this earlier today, I wasn't even sure how I was going to do it. So let's say you have this card just waiting in the wings, right? It's just in your, I don't have a pocket. So let's just say it's in your pocket or whatever. And you're going to have a card selected, and you go with the 5 of Spades, and you're going to lose that card in the pack. And of course, it's gone, right? It's, it's wherever it's at. And then maybe you're doing an ambitious card routine. Maybe you're gonna do something like this where you just kind of show, oh, that's a 7 of Hearts. Why don't we go ahead, and maybe this is when you have this card here, and you're like, well, why don't we why don't we go ahead and put that card in your hand and just hold on to it. Okay, good. And then you have your pattern, you do whatever you're going to do, and then when they're like, wait, what's this? And that's the giant card. Where I got this idea from was Jason Marr. You know, that's the new people, right? The new people. We're just kind of mindlessly going over things right now. So, because there's nobody here, and in the future, if people are watching this, great. Jason Marr did this trick. It was it wasn't this past Christmas, I don't think. I think it was the previous Christmas. He was doing a trick for somebody, and the one that he had actually had a bicycle back. So I think it was a bigger card, slightly bigger, or a standard, like a jumbo bike card, and it had a card here. So like, and it was the same size as that card, so you could just kind of attach it. Now, or maybe the way that it was folded was a little bit different. Maybe it was like this, but then folded in such a way. I'm not sure exactly how it was made, but but either way, he had a card like this. So when he handed him the card and they're looking at it, it's literally the same size and back. But then when you let go, it kind of wants to open up a little bit, and then it's their card. And then it just has like the back there. But I'm not sure exactly how it was made. I just know that that's what it was. So that's my idea on this. And it kind of reminds me of like the jumbo coin idea, where the nice thing about this is that if I put this in their hand and I say, hey, close your hands, as long as they're not like flopping and they actually squeeze it shut, there's no reason for them to suspect that there's like something's happening to the card itself. So now they can literally just hold on to it, and then when they're ready, they just open their hands and it's just going to pop open. And in this case, they're actually going to see. So if it's this way, they might not see the, just pop, and they'll be like, wait, what is this? Boom. But if they have it like this, they'll actually see as they open their hand. They'll be like, wait a minute, that's my card. That's my card, or whatever. I don't know how you don't know how they're going to open it. They just kind of do, and you just kind of roll with however it works for you. So this is actually a pile of bicycle cards. This isn't actually a deck. This is just a pile of bicycle cards that I have sitting here. So if I need to do a torn and restored effect, or if I need to have an extra card, or if I need to practice any type of packet tricks, I'll just grab a couple of cards here, and we'll just do random stuff. So that's kind of it. That's kind of the way it is. So if you need to practice your double lifts, boom. There's actually a nice little thing that I like to do. Double lift here. Of course, don't flash your double. And then, you know what this is. It goes into your Erdn Ace. Show your card there. Then, boom, it just color changed. Now you can pick those up, but obviously you want to have it as a double. Wowzers, look at that. There's actually a move that I didn't create it, but I seen somebody do this. Let's see if I have the cards here to do it. This could work here, this could work here, and I just need one more of those. Actually, that'll work. Okay, so the idea of this is, like, a lot of people already know this move, right? You might not know that move. That's actually the move that I love. Like, so this is your quick change here, just your, and it's nice. It's quite brilliant, really, if I say so myself. But look what I just did, right? So if you don't have it good enough, you're going to catch right here, and they're going to know, oh, it's behind the card. Well, that's why I absolutely love the idea of adding more in, and I've actually added more to this idea. So like when you go to do your color change, it breaks into two cards. So and I actually do this part of this idea with with my production effect where I have 2 cards and then I bring out that one. So I do kind of do that in a sense. But it's just like a nice little quick change where if you mess up, the way that I can't remember exactly what my extended version was, but it was the idea that I got from somebody. It was on TikTok or something. But that right there is just a beautiful way to do that because it offers more coverage. That was cool. Sometimes things just happen naturally, but it offers more coverage, and it gives this like just this effect of like this broken effect. But there's actually one that I did, and I would have to re-practice it, which allowed you to do this. But then whatever card was down here was actually a different card, and I think it was something along the lines of maybe like this. I'd have to go back and look at the video. But so I do the move, and I'm like, oh, you're probably thinking that I've got the card right here, right? But that card is actually another 2. A different 2, in fact. Yeah, let me go ahead and rewatch that video because there's actually like a whole plot to it where the idea is that you're hiding a card back here in Tenkai or something like that, and then you're going to do your shift, and they're not going to see the one back here, but they will see this one visibly here, and they think it's going to be that one. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to grab this card while squaring up the one that you've got hidden, and you're like, okay, so you're thinking that's just the 4, but that's actually the 2. Obviously, doing that correctly, you would just slide it out while you have this here, drop that down, and now you have the 2. Now, if you wanted to do some cleanup, then what you could do is when you bring this here out to here, you've got it just like that. Now, you could bring your card into palm as you slide this out, and now you could have that card palmed and just get rid of it. Something along those lines if you want to do something like that. I would definitely recommend that as like a, hey, look at what we got here. Doo-doo. It's kind of cool. I like that. I like that idea a lot. And I think I should start doing what Doug Kahn does. I'm at 40 minutes because I'm just blathering along. You guys got to tell me when to stop. There's nobody here except for me. I got to start doing like the short videos to advertise my lives. I think that people aren't really seeing what I have to offer because I'm not advertising what I have to offer. So here we go. This is for, if you guys have missed out, we've actually been doing lives every single day. Yeah, lives every single day. See that? Boom, you get 2 for 1 type of deal, okay? All you got to do is go to my page and you'll see the lives that I've been doing. And we're going to be doing a live every single week. So come join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. See, something like that. So, I don't know. How about we do something like this? I don't know. If somebody jumps on, they're going to be like, what is this guy doing? Howdy, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the Card Dungeon. If you join us on our weekly lives, you're going to see magic like this. Yeah, so you can see that actually over here. Ooh, I wonder. Because I can clearly see the card behind the way there. But I wonder. Let's see. I've got an 8 here. So if I do this, it's going to be a 2 and 4. You're going to see here. But if I have this card hidden, are you going to see it back there? I don't know. I just kind of have to turn it a little bit and just kind of do something like this. And then square up here. 2 times 4 is 8. but 2 and 4 and 2. Oh, you don't want to slide that over. Is also 8. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So we're recreating, and I don't even know if this was what my original effect was, but we're recreating it here today. I can't even cut this, so I can't even use this because I don't. Well, maybe I can if maybe YouTube will let me. I don't know. We're just messing around now. Howdy, howdy, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the Card Dungeon. So today, all week we've been doing lives, really. Kind of like Doug Kahn over at his Magic Camp. Go check it out. But we're doing lives because we're talking about artists playing cards on Kickstarter. A real museum in your pocket playing card deck. Go check it out, and if you check us out, you'll actually get to see magic like this. Yeah, so the 8 just became a 4 and a 2. Yeah, a 4 and a 2. You see that? So if you actually have the 4 and the 2 here, so you'll have a 2, just like that, and then you'll also have a 4 and another 2. It's kind of cool. They kind of 4 and 2 multiplied together equal 8, and 4 plus 2 plus 2 is also 8. So if you like what you see, come check us out over on YouTube. Flashy, flashy, flash. That's a cool trick. If I can't actually do that in the... I'll just create a separate video to upload for that. But that's kind of cool. And somebody's watching. Yay! If you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, push all the buttons, the bell icon, all that stuff. We're over 40 minutes, and it's time for me to go. Time for me to go. Unless this person wants to talk, and then I will, of course, talk to validate myself. Just kidding. I have a weird sense of humor. They already left because I scare people away with all my hair. And, of course, this thing doesn't help, but I was standing up, and I forgot to correct it. So it just looks like we're kind of cheap, especially while there's flashing lights here. Don't even know what that's from. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for sticking around for 40 minutes. And when I say you, I mean me. Because I'm the only one here. Okay. Remember, always remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one.